Today is day 7 of Valorant Champions, and we have 2 matches for today, PRX versus Team Liquid and Lad versus ZETA. Our first series of the day is PRX versus Team Liquid, and I'd say PRX were barely the favorite heading into this one because even though they won Masters Copenhagen, they've looked pretty shaky to start this tournament. The maps for this are Haven for Team Liquid, Pearl for PRX, and then Ascent as the decider. Although it is Team Liquid's map pick, Haven is also a pretty good map for PRX, who are going for the team comp of my average rank game, so it's pretty hard to pick a favorite for Haven. Now for round 6, PRX learned the hard way not to push Yampi's chamber.
Soon as the cage goes down, Forsaken follows too. The Lear out and Yampi gets the third. The fourth right before him and he lands it.
Doesn't quite get the ace, but this guy just dominated this map. It was a pretty weird match of Haven at times, thrifties left, right and center, but Liquid managed to come out on top with an insane effort from Yampi. He had 9 first kills, that's just incredible. Jing also dropped 30 kills on the Reyna, but at the end of the day, it wasn't quite enough. Now on to map 2, which is Pearl as PRX's map pick. Again, it still feels like we're discovering what is and isn't good on Pearl, but Liquid are going to pick Phoenix, so make of that what you will. Now for Pearl, I wanted to quickly show off this little crossover between PRX and Grim. You can see this insane sage wall here that is actually going to give Jing an angle as well. He manages to see over this roof and can get a kill on Soulcast just there. And even Scream just runs in as well with his ultimate, just doesn't know that he's still up there. He is so high up. I'm pretty sure he's so high up that you'll see when he drops down from this, he actually takes fall damage. That's how high up this wall is. The setup here, he just satchels up and then Devi puts the wall for him. They've obviously rehearsed this quite a lot and then it worked out really well for them. They get a free kill, helps them secure the round. PRX were very dominant on Pearl, looking good on their map pick. And for Team Liquid, Yampi was really the only highlight. The Phoenix pick didn't work out for them at all, which is concerning since they also picked Phoenix on the next map, Ascent. Looking at Ascent, PRX's team comp is fairly standard, and Liquid are indeed running the Phoenix as expected. Defense side of the map, which might go in Liquid's favor, but overall I think people were expecting PRX to win map 3. Now I did miss a little bit of Ascent, so apologies if I'm not highlighting something that was really cool, but I did want to show something that I found pretty funny. You can see Mindfreak here doing this jump peek to see if anyone is coming through a main. This is pretty common to do. It does look a little bit funny. And what's funnier is what Yampi actually does. He crouches through the choke point. He's probably exactly aware that someone is doing this thing. And he's able to just fully silently walk off and then just kill Mindfreak as he's still jumping to clear that main. So I thought that was hilarious. So again, like I said, I did miss some of this match, but Team Liquid did come out on top 13-8. Scream did really well on the Phoenix. You can see they're nearly 300 ACS. And what I saw of their retakes as well, their defensive retakes were insanely strong. All the utility was really well timed. And I'm almost surprised they didn't pick Ascent as their first map, rather than letting it go to the third one. And for PRX, I feel like they could have won Haven very easily. I mean, it was 12-10 or something. They were up numbers 5v4, and if they won that map, then there wouldn't have even been a map 3. They would have just won 2-0. Still though, props to Liquid, they come out as the better team at the end of the day. So now this means unfortunately PRX are eliminated from Champions and Team Liquid move on to playoffs, and I think they verse Optic. Our second match of the day is Lad versus ZETA, and I mean only a week ago at the start of Champions, Lad already beat ZETA 2-0, so they're clearly the favorites going into this one. The maps for this series are Bind for ZETA, Ascent for Lad, and then Haven as the decider. Bind's up first, and it's interesting that ZETA are going for the double duelist, especially on Bind. You don't often see Jet here. Meanwhile, Lad have a double controller with the Viper and Brimstone. Now take a look at what Aspas, the raised for Lad, gets up to in round 23.
He's got the wall in front of him, does get caught, gets sort of yes! They've just traded! Sugar Zero gonna take down Sassy, but still
oh my god!
Among Us here. Aspas, how are you like, oh my god! Aspas! How has he found this many kills here? And he's gotten away with his life! God!
He even manages to dink Sugar Zero there, and he gets breach ulted and still gets a 3k. Super good round there from Aspas. Lad end up just snatching Bind away from ZETA. You can see there 13-11. I think a lot of it comes down to that last round that I showed there where Aspas just went crazy. Because between the two duelists for ZETA, they had 10 first kills, and overall it was a very close map. And Aspas going crazy in that 23rd round pretty much won the map. Heading to Ascent for map 2, and Loud are very good here. So things are looking pretty dire for ZETA. We nearly have a mirror matchup in the team comps, just an Astra for ZETA and an Omen for Loud. For Ascent, I just want to show the last round of the match. Obviously this isn't a great buy for ZETA, but it still just shows off how good Loud's defense is.
I can go up and playing ahead of it. Aspas
Aspas with a punish. Finds Sugar Zero and gets away with his life. The shutdown going to try and come in. They're trying to close down on this. Aspas does the
Oh my god!
Oh, he finally goes down. Death does get the better of him. Just about. And now he looks towards the side. They're trying to come towards that B side. The spray and the spray from Sassy. And someone's answering this time, leaving just Crow alive in a 1v3. The reveal towards ZT, and he just can't do it. ZETA.
So, as expected, Loud closed out Ascent very convincingly, especially the defensive half. Again, another very strong map for Aspas, and Pancado's popping up as well on attack. And so for the second time in 2 weeks, Loud have beaten ZETA. Not sure what else to say about this series. Loud was simply the better team, and unfortunately, this now means that ZETA are eliminated from Champions. Meanwhile, Loud have moved on to the playoffs. That's it for day 7 of Champions. Tomorrow we have Fnatic versus 100 Thieves, as well as Crew versus FPX. Both of those should be very good games, so hopefully I'll see you there.